Hey, I'm Ashley, and this is For Dizzy Birds. On this channel, we use a zero-based budget, cash stuffing, and savings challenges that actually make saving fun. If you're new to our channel, my husband and I both work full-time. We've got two awesome boys, two crazy corgis, a little kitty named Olive, and a life that never slows down. So staying on top of our money has to be simple and attainable. We have big goals. We want to get out of consumer debt. We want to get ahead on our monthly bills and ultimately transform how we think about money. If you're also ready to take control of your finances one paycheck at a time and maybe have a little fun doing it along the way, you're in the right place. Today's video is the first of a new series we're calling Sunday Adulting is Fun. Or maybe just adulting is fun. But the big change to this is we're going to play some fun games, but I'm going to start out this video by sharing a little bit of my budgeting process with you. So it's going to be a budget with me series. So if you're interested to see how I use my budgeting notebook to track my expenses and plan my savings, hang in there. We're also going to play some new games and some new series, and we'll bring back one we've been working on for a long time. So it's going to probably be a longer video, so grab a snack. Happy Sunday. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend and it's nice and quiet or fun and exciting, whichever one you prefer. I'm more of a nice and quiet kind of gal. Sorry, my mic is acting funny. But I have been working on a remodeling project at home on my new library slash office slash craft room, multi-purpose mom room. So it's not necessarily been quiet, but it has been, productive. Last month I told you all that I was working on a way to start sharing my budgeting process with you in a way that felt comfortable and still private enough to do on the internet. And honestly, it's never been that I didn't want to share the realities of what our budget or our spending looks like. But there's just some things, I don't really feel like is the internet's business, right? So I wanted to find a way that I could share with you the process and show you how I do what I do and give you some insight into what our budget looks like without going past our comfort level in that regard. So I'm going to show you for the first time today how I budget using my budget planner. And what I've done is I've pulled out two important key sections for this week, and then I will share this with you each week after on Sundays. If it's something that we like, we'll continue doing it. But this is my process. Okay, so again, this budget planner is something I just created for myself using Canva. It was a little bit tedious, and honestly, it's not anything special. It's utilizing some different pieces. I was inspired by other budget planners that I have used in the past that never quite hit the mark on exactly what I needed for my budget. But if you are looking for one that I think is fantastic, is where I started. It's the one I used very beginning, is from the Budget Mom. She has a fantastic budget planner, and she has both a digital and a printed option. You can't go wrong with her budget planner. And so definitely, if you're looking for one that's already put together and a place to start, and you have that to spend in your budget to use that, if it's a paper planner, it's the way to go for you. You might check her out. I'll link her down below. So I started there, but again, even as great as her product was, it wasn't exactly what I needed for my budget. So I basically took that, the pieces that I liked from hers, and changed it just to fit my budget a little bit better. But the same concept is generally the same across all planners. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing here in that regard. Let me make sure we can see everything. Okay. Okay, so this is the monthly spread that I use to track my monthly bills and the dates that they're due. So I start here. So if you're just starting out with budgeting, you would need to do this for your budget for the first time. And I'll tell you, that can be the hardest part of the getting started, is really sitting down and tracking everything that goes out of your out of your bank account every month and the dates that it happens so that you can really truly be prepared the following month. So we did that several years ago, started doing it this way where I use a color coded system to track the bill that's coming out and the category of that bill. So I use kind of colors to track the different categories. So household bills, which is at this time just my mortgage, is in orange, for instance, and my utilities are in gray or dark gray, like a black, for like internet and electric bill and the home security, cell phone, the gas bill, and water and trash. The purple category is for subscriptions, so things that we voluntarily sign up for on a monthly basis, like Apple iCloud, Netflix, Paramount. I use a Canva Pro account, and I'm going to tell you about this YNAB here in just a minute. Disney Plus and Audible. So you'll see all of those show up on the category or on the calendar in purple. Anything that's associated with the cars or vehicles. I have a car wash monthly subscription. We have our truck payment, our car payment, and our camper payment. And then we have a daycare payment for one of the kiddos that has its own color. And then car insurance, life insurance, camper insurance is all in this green color. So, and then the other thing is in red is where we typically put like our debt or our medical payments. I don't have my specific credit card dates on here. I have them on a different tracker. I will share the amount of debt payment that is going out each week, but I'm not going to go down into the specifics of what specifically we are paying. But when we look at this calendar here, overall, I can see from the beginning of the month to the end of the month what date and what is due on that date. So the reason why this works really well for us is because between my husband and I, we have two different pay day cycles. Mine is a monthly pay that I get at the end of every month, and his is a weekly pay that he gets every Friday. So, as we're tracking what we need to set aside of every paycheck, we need to be able to see what is coming out that week. And we use that to make sure that we're paying, setting aside the right amount for those bills as they are needed. Now, as we get further along on our month ahead, this will become less of an issue because we will be a full month ahead on our bills, but we're not there yet. So right now we have to keep very close eye on what is coming out each week and making sure that we set that aside. Okay, so this is the first thing that we do. We fill this calendar out and make sure we know what is coming out and on what date. Okay, so then from there, we go to the two pages that represent a week's budget. So for us, like I said, we have at least one paycheck coming in every week. And then at the end of every month, we actually have my paycheck and my husband's paycheck. So this paycheck here, these two pages are representing our largest paycheck date. So this is not what our budget looks like every week because mine only comes once a month. Okay, so we will look here. I'll show you how this system is, and again, it's similar to other budget planners out there. I just adjusted this to fit the number of things I needed in each category because it wasn't really working for me, and put a couple of other things that seem to help me balance better. But if you are working with the Budget Mom planner or any other budget planner similar, you're going to see these same categories. So we start with our income over here in the upper left corner. Make sure I can get this where you can see it. So like I said, we have two paychecks that come in just on this 1 week of every month. And we would total up the amount coming in for both of those. Now, if we had any other income source, such as like for our business, for 4 Dizzy Birds, if anything like that was coming, we would also add this. We're going to total up the amount coming in. Now, we are working with a zero-based budget, so our goal is to take this number and to spread it out and to give every dollar a job. So that once we get down here, we're at $0. Okay, so we started with our 65.97, and then our first category two budget is our fixed expenses. These are fixed, meaning that they don't change, more or less the same every month, and they come out every month. They're kind of what I consider my non-negotiables. A lot of them are utility bills, mortgages, things like that, but there are some subscriptions and things that we could choose to discontinue if we needed to. But as far as they are turned on, this is the amount that comes out every month, and it's the same. Okay, so you would write in all of these. So based on my knowing what my check can cover and the bigger bills on the monthly spread, I pull quite a few of the larger bills out to take care of those from my check so that we don't have to take care of them in the smaller checks through the rest of the month. We take care of our mortgage, our internet, the car wash, Apple iCloud, Netflix, Paramount, our electric bill, a truck payment, our dentist payment, Canva Pro, YNAB, which is You Need a Budget. I'll talk about that in just a minute, but it is a digital software that I utilize to help me track and connect to my bank. It's not a necessity for budgeting if you're just getting started, but it has helped me quite a bit. I have a home security bill, our cell phone bill, which is astronomical, but it's because we have so many people on our bill. Our gas, not our gas for our car, but gas for the house. Our daycare payment, our home security. Again, we have two. We have one that's associated with the service and one that's associated with the equipment. And then Disney Plus and Audible. All of that totals together to be $41.65. Okay, so what we do once we have totaled everything here, I have 65.97 is my income, and then I'm going to subtract out the 41.65, and down here in the bottom, that's going to tell me that I have $2,432 left to go into the next category, which then we go from our fixed expenses up to our variable expenses. So I'm going to carry this 2432 up here as my starting number to track what I need to pull out for variable expenses. Now, for variable expenses, they're just what they sound like. They're the things that can change and adjust as needed. Gas, and we have a turnpike that we utilize every day, so we factor that into our gas expenses. Groceries, of course, our medical, which covers like prescriptions and whatnot. Eating out, which we have a very small budget for right now. Self-care, which is haircuts, nails, things like that. And then Little Birds, which if you watch my videos, you know that goes towards Finn and Riley and their needed things that come up with school. So all of these variable expenses are more or less the same for us every week, but they can change. So I track them every week to make sure that I have what I need. But this week we're totaling $565. So I would take that 2,432, subtract out $565, and that is going to then leave me with $1,867. Okay, so we are now done with our fixed and our variable, and we go down to the next category, which is our debt payments. Womp womp, as Finn would say. Okay, so we're going to take our $1,867 and carry that down here to our starting number for debt. And herein lies the issue and the reason why we are working so hard to pay down that debt. This is consumer debt. This is credit card debt. It is a lot of it is things we absolutely could have lived without and made poor choices about. But our payment or the amount that I pay out of this paycheck for the month is $1,052. So of the $1,867, I have to take out $1,052 to put towards debt payments, which takes our final number down to $815. That is a very large hit to what was a pretty good number so far. Okay. All right, so that finishes out three, what I would say, non-negotiable categories of any paycheck. You should be taking care of these things before you're moving on to your savings and your sinking funds. Um, so we did that here. We came down to the bottom and have $815. Now I come over here to my second page, and the reason why I have this here again is because it's on a spiral bound book, and I like to be able to take everything that's over here and put it on this page so I don't have to look at this page again. So I take the numbers again. Total income 6597. Total fixed and variable. So I take 2432 plus 565 is $2,997. So that means the bills and the variable expenses for our household for this paycheck is $2,997. Now we know our debt payments total to $1,052. And then we can add these two numbers here, 2,997 plus 1,052 to give us a total of, oh, well, I messed something up there. Hold on a second. Yeah, I did. 4165 is our fixed plus 565 is 4730. Sorry. And I hate to scribble through. 4730. It was looking so pretty. Okay, so we have 4730 going out, plus debt payment of 1052. So 4730 plus 1052 means our total outflow is 5782. Okay. So we can send this double check. 6597 was our income. Our total outflow is 5782. And if we did this correct, then our number should match up here at 815. So by now I can now flip this page over and start working on. I know I have $815 to go towards my sinking funds and my savings challenges, which is the fun thing. Okay, so as you've seen, probably if you've watched other videos, you see that we put aside certain things into sinking funds each week. These are more or less the non-negotiable things. Camper payment, we take out a little bit each week to make the overall payment at the end of the month. The same thing for the storage, so 160 and 50. I have a prescription for the lovely shot that helps me to lose weight, and I set aside 50 a month for that. And then we have a birthday this month, and unfortunately we haven't done a good job of pre-saving for, so we're going to have to go ahead and pull a big chunk out to make sure that we are ready for that birthday here in a couple of weeks. So totaling all this together comes to a total for our sinking funds of $410. $815 minus 410 leaves us with $405. We then take this number, carry it up here to leftover from sinking funds. And then this is where I list out the savings challenges I plan to play this week. So with $405, all of these add up here to $405. And even I can do the math on that. That leaves us with $0. And this is what we mean by a zero-based budget. Every single dollar is given a job. A lot of it goes into savings, so it's not that we have $0 in our bank account when we are done. In fact, quite the opposite. We have $405 that are going into savings challenges. We have $410 that are going into sinking funds. And then, of course, we have everything set aside that we need for the bills for this week. Okay, so again, I just make sure I double check, and you don't have to do this multiple times. I like to make sure that I do, just to give me the visual. Total debt payments, I like to write this out. It reminds me how yucky it is. And then I'm going to add in 410 plus 405. Total savings this week, $815, and we have zero rollover. Okay, so we can see right here a snapshot. We brought in 65.97 this week. We are spending 47.30 on expenses, but we're paying $1,000.52 for debt. And then we are setting aside $815 this week for savings and sinking funds. So things could definitely be worse. We're grateful for what we have, absolutely. And we are glad we can pay our bills and still put some aside. But we would really like to take care of this ugly number right here. And that number is not the only number for the month. You will see in future budget with me sessions that we have debt payments each week. Okay, so hopefully that gives you some visibility into how I figure my budgets each week and how I plan what I'm going to play in our savings challenges. Let me know if you have any questions, or if there's anything that I can explain better for you. I'm happy to do that. Okay, so now that we've done all our business, our adulting and figuring out what our budget is, it's time to actually have some fun with our money. Okay, so in today's video, we're going to be taking care of our 2026 box. We're going to be starting Saveopoly, which I am super psyched about. I've got 2 more smaller challenges that are going to go towards an upcoming expense. And we get to start our Christmas savings this week. We have the intention of saving every week for Christmas starting in January, but the budget just didn't allow it. But this month we are getting it started. So to start it out, let's start with our 2026 box. This is going to be a huge save, obviously, at least 2026, and then some bonus. This week we budgeted $40 to go into this one, and it looks like the next one that we have that is an easy $40 is here in February. So we're going to go ahead and take care of the second dot on February and shove that in there right quick and have that taken care of. We're going to count this later, not right now, but we'll put that $40 in. We are keeping this one going throughout the year. It is probably going to go towards something like a month ahead on the mortgage or our emergency fund or something like that. But another week taken care of on that one. Okay, up next, let's do Saveopoly. Y'all, this will be my first time playing it. I know how to play Monopoly. I'm pretty good at it, but I'm certainly always a little bit rusty when I'm playing a new game for the first time. And I think I did, yes, I printed out a full-size game board for this. This I'm so excited about is, let's get it. Here it is. There's the rules. And here's the full-size game board. So I might have to reference the rules. You know what? Let me pull those out just in case I do, so I don't have to move anything off the board. Love these happy lantern pages for just that reason. Okay, so this was a freebie on Pink Plum Budgeting's Ko-fi, Vicky's Ko-fi. I was super excited to see that. I was ready to pay for it because I was like, I want that game. But it was free. So I grabbed that sucker right on up and printed it out, and I am super excited to get started. Okay, so if you are interested in also playing, you should go check it out. Grab it up. Let's see, what do we have to save with today? It looks like we got 5, 10. I got that bonus $5 from Passing Survivor. So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And I honestly don't know if that's going to be like enough to do much. So we're going to test it out this weekend and we'll adjust it if we have to. But this is Monopoly, y'all. You know how to play. Look at our little birdie here. Start on go, and I think we have to place, it says place $1 in the vault. So here in our book we have all of our what do you call these little the properties. Yeah, there we go. And it tells us how much we have to save in order to own that property. So we get to hit them multiple times to get them, and some of the larger ones as they get up higher, like Boardwalk and Park Place, is $100 total for each one. And there's little gameplays for all the other spaces as well. Like, let's see, we have here free parking. Each time we land on free parking, we have to go to the free parking page and save $1. Then there's the railroads, and we're saving 25 for each one of those. And then electric and waterworks, we have to roll a d4 to find out how much we pay. For community chest and chance, we're rolling a d8. And this is where we put our dollar for go. Roll and save, we have to land on here and roll whatever, or save whatever we roll. Yeah. And then I think get out of jail is roll a d20. And then we have a bank fees one here to catch all, so we can avoid IOUs. So lots of fun stuff to do in this game. So we're going to start off by placing our dollar there in the vault. Let's just set that right there. And then we're going to get our D6. And it says we're going to go 2. So we're going straight to community chest. This is going to be so much fun. I wonder how long it's going to take us. You know, I'm going to be trying to find money everywhere to play. Okay, so it looks like we play this a total of 8 times, and then we don't have to play it anymore. Maybe we get to cross it off. That's probably. Okay, so this is a D8. So I need to get my D8 here. There's one. And we're going to roll that, and it's a 6. So kind of spicy. Okay? But we're going to cross off that we colored, or that we did that one. So we've done one of our community chests. Fun. And it cost us $6. Okay. All right. Off we go again. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wow. Chance. Well, we're already here. So let's see. We're going to roll that D8 again. And it's an 8. Yikes. Okay. 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we're going to go ahead and color in one of those so that we have marked off that we did that. This game is fantastic already. And I've only done nothing but pay money. And I own nothing, but that's life. All right, so $8 into chance. Well, we can probably go one more time as long as we stay out of jail. Okay, so Vermont. Okay, so it looks like we actually get to work towards maybe actually owning something. Let's see how much Vermont costs. $2. We can do that. Okay. Well, that's exciting. Okay, $2. Let's get that little card out. $2 for Vermont. And we finally own something instead of just paying all these taxes. $2 right there. And now we only have $8. Whew. Okay, are we taking a risk? Yeah, we are, because we haven't even got past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So States Avenue. And it's a $5, so we can actually buy that one as well. And we're going to, because we are going to win this game. $5 for States Avenue. Got it. And now we only have 3. So now I think we're asking for trouble if we go again. So what we have an option to do is go to the catch-all here in the back, to our bank fees, and just cross off 3 of those. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play it safe. So now I know $20 or $25 didn't even get me like two sides. So I know I'm going to have to find some more money to put towards this game, because I want to play for a little bit longer, and it's going to be a big saver. I'm going to tell you what we're going to save this for too, because you're going to see another game come up on it too. So during my birthday weekend, my mom and dad came over to just to visit, and you know, we had some cake and went and got Chinese food. You know, nothing crazy, just a nice quiet Friday night, which was real nice. But my dad became, the bearer of bad news, and told me that our truck that we pull our camper with, that the tires on the back tires are bald. We had no idea, because we don't pay attention to stuff like that very well. And so we are going to have to start saving for some pretty expensive tires, like immediately. So, bearer of bad news is what I called him there. But I'm grateful he told us because we might not have noticed, and then it'd be really bad to pull the camper with us. So I immediately started thinking about how we were going to get started saving for tires. I'm hoping that we don't have to buy them before we're able to save the amount, because then we will have to do, the good old credit card, which we're trying to avoid doing. But either way, we are actively saving for this, and Saveopoly here is probably going to be a big part of how we purchase those tires. And that's just what a fun way to save for tires, right? Um, so that's what we're doing with it. So I'm going to be very motivated to try to find money to put towards this game. I'm going to have to figure out how to make these envelopes work better faster. Okay, we got all that pulled away. We've spent $25 for our first game of Saveopoly, and that was a blast. I'm in love with this game. So you will see more of that and probably find a higher budget. Okay, so speaking of tires, speaking of plans to save for said tires, I found another one. This one comes from Maddie at Floating Funds. And I thought this one would be a good one. So we're helping little Piggy. We're calling this Piggy Tires. We're going to roll the dice that it says to roll, and we're going to save the amount that it says to save. Oh, where is the money for this one? What did I do? Okay, so I have $20 available for it. Yeah, that's what I have, $20. So let's see. Let's do our D4. This one says it wants a D4 for the first thing, and it's only a 1. So we can do that. Now, she does have the option here for extra spicy, where you can roll a color dot die and roll the amount. So I think I'm going to do that. I do have a color dot die. As long as I can do that, I'm going to do that. So a yellow means a 3, so this actually becomes a 3, which is probably a good thing because we need those tires. So we're going to do a 3 here. I want the pretty purple colors, and I don't have anything like super light. There we go. So we're going to do 3. Well, that covered that up right up. Okay, so we'll write it here. 3. Okay, and now we're supposed to do a D10. Let's see. Where tis my D10? Here it is. Okay, a 2. Well, all right. Let's do our multiplier. Red is 2, so 2 times 2 is 4. So we'll do that. That's the same color, y'all. That's the same exact color. Okay, so we are at 3 and 4, so that's 7. Let's do our calculator here. 20 minus 7. Well, so we have $13. The next one is a D6. And it's a 6. Ooh, we only have $13. Do we even want to do a multiplier on that one? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Or actually, let's just multiply it by 2, because we have 13, so we can do 12. We're gonna save as much as possible. All right, and then we have $1 left, which is going to take us into. So I need to actually hang with me as I figure out how to make all of these things work the way I want them to. 10. 15 and $19 going into Piggy Tires. So you have $19 going into Piggy Tires. There we go. Little Piggy, Floating Funds. It's getting $19. And then our other new one I got from Dawn at Sunrise Budgeting. I'm calling this one Bubbles for obvious reasons. And we were going to put $10 into this one, but we have the extra one from Piggy. So let's see here. Let's just say that the big ones are 10 and the smallest one is 1. So that's what we're going to do. We will color in all of these based on the amount. So this big, beautiful bubble is going to be worth $10. We'll color that in real quick. Just a nice big number to get us started. And then we will do one little bubble here for $1. That's what we'll do. So we'll write in here that the big ones is 10. And let's see, there's 4 sizes. So yeah, there's 4 sizes. So medium here, let's make this one 5. And let's do small as 3. And then tiny can be 1. There we go. That's how we'll keep track and remember next week what we were doing there. Okay, so I don't have an envelope yet for bubbles. I just have an empty one, so we'll put bubbles in here. I'm going to make its own dashboard. It's going to be super cute. So we've got that in there. Okay, so now we have played Bubbles and Piggy Tires to help us save, and Saveopoly, all to help us save for those darn tires that we didn't know we needed before camping season, especially. So I'm glad he told us. Bearer of bad news and all that. But now we know. And up next is our very first time to play our Christmas binder. We have our Christmas box challenge that I created several months ago. So let's get that mess cleaned up and let's get it out. It's been sitting here waiting for its time. So this one's in my Ko-fi, or no, it's not in my Ko-fi. It's in my Etsy shop. It's a digital download, and you know how I love a box challenge, and it comes with all of these categories. So it will be a little bit of work if you print it. You will have to cut it out and laminate if you want to laminate. And it comes with a ton. I'm not gonna lie to you, a ton of cards. Just a ton. I wasn't really thinking when I designed these out like this. Search and saves and bonus cards and all of that. They're super cute and they're going to be great for playing throughout the year, especially because we're going to be saving for Christmas all year long. And hopefully getting it funded much earlier this year because we are trying to make changes and that kind of stuff. I have no idea if these are shuffled yet. I may have already shuffled them. But if you're interested in this and you want to play along throughout the year and save for Christmas, if you save for Christmas like me throughout the year, let me know down below. Do you save throughout or do you just start saving right before? What do you do? How do you handle your Christmas spending? I cannot say that I have always made the best choices regarding my spending. In fact, I tend to overspend and under prepare. So we are trying to make a change there. So first time playing in this box. I didn't even get my money out. Y'all, I am a mess today. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're going to save with $38. So we're going to get this out. I want to use Christmas money because I'm extra like that. 10, 20, 25, 30. And then let's do $8 in ones. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, and 38. Wow, I got that exact. Okay, so now we have our $38 all ready to go. Christmas prop bills to stay in theme. And we've got our tons of cards here that's going to tell us which category that we are going to. I put categories in, honestly, that have a line for the things that I save. Obviously, wrapping paper is a part of it, stocking stuffers. And this could be wrapping paper, but it's also just gifts. Holiday baking, trimming the tree, so decorations, cozy cocoa, outdoor funds, things that we go and do. This one was just cute, Santa's helpers. So this is, that gift. Christmas cookies, and then the holiday dinner, and 12 days of Xmas, colorful trees. So buying a tree if we need a new one. Our puppies and our kitty, and then we have some bonus saves. So lots of options for saving this year, and then of course we'll play more other Christmas. But this is just going to be a little bit of extra throughout the year. Okay, so I'm going to pull the first card and we'll see where we are. We are headed to roll and save for the stockings, which are right here, and we are looking for our peppermint. We're going to roll a dice. Okay, so $1 for that guy, but let's save a bonus. Let's do the 1. And that means we won't be done with this because we're going to try to save all of our bonuses on this guy. But we'll put 1 in and $1 for the bonus. So $2 going into this category, and that one will go back into the stack. Okay, up next we're headed to our cookies. Christmas cookies. Here they are. We're looking for Mr. Santa. He is also a roll and save. 1. Okay, and we will do another bonus of 1 for this. So it'll be $2, and he'll go back into the stack. He will not be marked off until he is all done. So $2 more there. This will be a long save. 4. Oh, why did I even roll that? We need to pull a card. All right, we're headed to search and save, which means we're going to find out the amount. Ooh, doggy. Okay, this is the turkey. $10 for that guy. Let's do the 2 bonus. $1 and $2, so $12 going in for the turkey this week. Pulling another card. On the same card, we're looking for cranberries, and we're doing 3 plus 2, so $5 for cranberries. That Christmas dinner starts to add up, y'all, so especially with groceries going up, definitely need that. Okay. And let's pull another card. Search and save all the way to the front to our gift section. Okay, this one is an $8 gift, so a little spicy, but we can add $1 to that and make it 9, I think. Actually, let's add the 2 and make it 10 even, since we have a 10. Okay. And rolling 1 more, and hopefully it doesn't get us in trouble. We are headed to trim the tree. Trim the tree is right here, and we are looking for this guy up in the upper right corner. He's a roll and save, so we're going to roll, and he's only 1, so let's see. I do not want to end up with an IOU. We could give him the 1, and then we'd still have 6, so we could do the 4 and the 2 for the bonus, and then call it good, not take any unnecessary risks. Mostly because I don't know for sure yet. Our Christmas budget isn't quite solidified in here, in our weekly budget, so it's hard to know exactly how much and when we're going to be able to play, but we are really pushing to play this on a regular basis. Okay, so we got to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards and saved a total of $38. We will count all of this once we are done, so that's going to be a fun surprise. And we're going to keep playing like this where we don't cross off the main thing until we finish all the bonuses. So this is definitely going to be a big save. And we are glad for it because Christmas is always a big expense. And we are a little bit behind. So yeah, it's only March, I know, but we wanted to save all year. Okay, so we didn't get to all the categories, but we did make some good progress in, looks like, 5 of the categories. Especially this holiday dinner. That turkey is expensive. Okay, and I think that is all of our categories for this week. And we are all done. Now we will put these back in somewhere, shuffle them up so that they get visited again. All right, and we will be done with Christmas savings for this week. Okay, double checking my to-do list. We did our budget with me, our 2026 box. We did Saveopoly, which was so much fun. We visited Picky Tires and our Bubbles challenge, and we got to do our Christmas box for the first time. That has been a great first Sunday Adulting is Fun series. I hope you enjoyed it. If you hung out the whole time, I'm sorry it was a longer video, but I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a comment down below to let me know that you did. And if you're new here, be sure to introduce yourself. I would love to find out about your budgeting journey and what you hope to get out of our channel. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing. We would love to have you along for the fun. Our next video will be our Monday minis, so be looking for that. And until then, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and I will catch you in the next one.